But now when all this imagination gets to be just a little bit too much, I'll tell you what I do. I kick these things off and I head on down to Red Rock. This is a beautiful recreational area that you can hike all day in these beautiful Red Rock Mountains. I know I do.
Virtually unchanged in recorded history, the stark beauty of Valley of Fire was once home to the Paiute Indians, and their presence is still preserved in mute evidence. Weirdly eroded sandstone in nearly every conceivable shape is found throughout the park, as well as petroglyphs, pictographs, and other relics and artifacts of this vanished Indian tribe. The wide open spaces around Las Vegas offer a unique form of fun that calls for a stout heart and a flair for thrills. Dune buggies come in about every shape, color, and description, and lots of fun to race or to explore the remote desert areas. Drivers like Bobby and Al Unser and Parnelli Jones participate in the nation's richest off-road race, held every year in Las Vegas.
Well, Las Vegas is pretty much whatever it wants to be. But inside, our communities are pretty normal communities, actually. Just we have a different view. In fact, if you look real closely up here, this is the Imperial Palace. And about 17 years ago, this is where I started working in this town, in the Imperial Palace. At that time, it was one of the largest casinos in town. Now you can see it's pretty much dwarfed by all the other casinos that have been built. But with a view like this, you might not think we're very normal people, but we actually are. We live in normal houses just like this. We have sofas and chairs and televisions. We have parks where we walk our dogs. You might think we live in hotels and casinos, but I certainly don't. Yeah, this is a pretty typical room. But you know what's not typical is being Dolly Parton. Now, people are always asking me how long it takes me to get ready to be Dolly. It's quite a long transition, I have to tell you. I've got to do my makeup and my hair, and what am I gonna wear? Heck, Dolly's got more clothes in my closet than I've got. Take that dress now, ain't that a pretty dress? Well, I tell you, that one brings back a lot of memories. Well, I got my clothing picked out, but now I got to do the hair and the makeup, and that's the most time-consuming thing of all. Look at these wigs now. You know, most museums, they don't want you touching things, but over here you can come over and you can style these wigs for me if you want. You know, I've got enough wigs in my closet. I've got about 60 wigs now, and I'm threatening that I'm going to write a song. It's going to be called 60 Wigs to Leave Your Lover. What do you think? Boy, I'm glad I'm not Dolly every day. This takes a lot of time. I really do live in Las Vegas, and it's fun. And museums like this are the perfect way to learn about a town like Las Vegas, because a lot of people do believe that it's an unusual town, but we really are very normal. I used to work 9 to 5. I had a regular job. But now, I'm singing 9 to 5.
Tumble out of bed and I stumble to the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition and yawn and stretch and try to come to life. Jump in the shower and the blood starts pumping. Out on the street the traffic starts jumping with folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, barely getting by. It's all taken and no given, they just use your mind.
She's a tough act to follow. Hi, my name is Tom Dyer. I work here at the museum in Las Vegas, and we have a great exhibit called the 24-Hour Show. In the exhibit, we have artifacts, we have images, we have interviews with people who live and work here in the casino industry, in the gaming industry, in the hotels. And we just show you a little bit of a background, a little a little in-depth. For example, we have real artifacts. This craps table, it's a real thing. It was really used in the casinos, it's at the Four Queens, in fact. Yep, it's the real thing. You can see it's worn a bit, it's had a lot of wear. And this exhibit started with a set of interviews put together by the Western Folklife Center in Elko. And it included, for example, Nick Callis. He runs a casino gaming dealer school. He teaches people how to deal various games. Let's hear what he has to say.
My name is Nick Callis. I'm owner of Casino Gaming School in Las Vegas, and what we do here is train casino dealers in all of the table games. Blackjack, craps, roulette, mini bach, pie gal, Caribbean stud, ladder ride, poker, and still carnival games besides. War. There's many little versions of blackjack, for instance, more than any of the rest of the games. Craps is pretty much a standard game. Roulette's pretty much standard. I've had my school at this location over 15 years, but been in it 35 total. I love what I do because I get to see my finished product. I have kids out there that are GMs now, pit bosses, ship bosses that I've trained 15 years ago, and it's a nice feel. Some have to work harder than others at it. But we have an exact set program we take the students through, and unless they rush it themselves, we don't miss anything. We start them out with very basic shuffling and stripping and pitching and turning the cards and spreading the cards and everything, check cutting, sizing, picking. We go through classes of just blackjack, payoffs, insurance, markers, credits, fills, double down splits, cover it all. The dealer's got to come to the table with a nice personality now, a nice attitude, ability to deal, and I preach this to everybody, is dead last. Because we give them the foundation. What they do with that is up to them. If I come to you and I have a bad attitude and a bad personality today, I'll still have that same problem next month or next year, if not worse. So companies today, they don't want to get somebody and train them and work on them and have them move on to another place. They're investing in the future, so when they have a person sit in the chair for an interview, it's very important that that person has more to offer than just a game. I would much rather hire a mediocre dealer with a great attitude and a great personality than I would somebody that just was an excellent dealer but bad attitude.
Certainly one form of recreation which sets Las Vegas apart from any other city is its legal casino gaming. The most popular table games are craps, blackjack, or 21 as it's also known, and the familiar roulette wheel. Now, all of these casino games provide fast and exciting action. There's an old favorite. Winner. Several other different forms of gambling are found in Las Vegas casinos, including faro, and more recently, the continental favorite, baccarat.